This is your PSA that you're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be right now, no matter what you're doing in life. Welcome to Health, Harmony, and Happiness with Kathy. I'm your host, Kathy Stricker. I'm a state patrol wife, mama to 3 lively kiddos, a yoga teacher, certified NLP coach, and an energetic rhythms expert. As an energetic rhythms coach, I help action-taking women use their body's rhythms and the moon's cycle to optimize productivity and avoid burnout without letting their desire to remain in control alter their focus. And this podcast is all about doing just that and perhaps a bit more so that you can create your own path to health, harmony, and happiness. So come along with me and may this episode serve as a nudge to discover tools that could help you on your path towards more intentional living. Enjoy the show. Well, hello, friends. Welcome to episode 74 of the show. This week, we're talking all about how the universe's pace or God's pace is exactly the right pace, no matter where you are in life. But in order to know what pace you're moving at, you kind of need to know what rhythm you're in. And in order to find that rhythm, the best way is to track your rhythms. So I have this beautiful tool that I've created called the Daily Rhythms Tracker that helps you do just that. It helps you find your body's innate rhythm as well as know where the moon is in its cycle. It also gives you a whole lot of other opportunities to track various habits and trends in your mental, emotional, and physical health. So it's a great little tool. I'll drop a link in the show notes so that you can go out there and download that if you haven't downloaded it yet. But again, it's the Daily Rhythms Tracker. And in order to know where you're at, in order to know what pace you're moving at, in a sense, through this world, you have to first have an awareness of your own rhythm, your body's own rhythm, and how that fits in with the energy around you. And so the Daily Rhythms Tracker is the tool that can help you do just that. And this week, if you're using the Daily Rhythms Tracker, you're going to mark down on that tracker that it is a full moon because we do have a full moon coming up this week, which is beautiful and big. And it's often the place where people first start to realize that maybe the moon has some energetic pull to how we feel and how we experience the world. So the energy of a full moon is all about being in action, which means that there can be a lot of things happening around you. There can be a lot of connections that you're making. There can be just a lot of big emotions coming from the people around you. If you have kids, you likely might feel this. You might also feel an extreme fatigue because there is such energy pulling on your own innate energy as well, or your own body's energy. So this is an opportunity to take a deep breath in and breathe out. All right? You'll make it through this week. Full moons can be a lot of fun. They're also about beginning to let go, beginning to release. And when there are a lot of things happening around you, sometimes it can feel like you're not doing enough. It can feel like all the other people are doing all the things, but you're not doing enough. You're not where you want to be in life with your job, or your business, or you're not where you want to be in life with your marriage or your family or your health or weight loss or body image or whatever it may be. There's a lot of comparison that can come into play when we have that full moon energy. And if we know the phrase that timing is everything, then I want to just be the little nudge to remind you that you have permission to go at the pace that you are going at right now. You don't need to be going faster. You don't need to be going slower. You're exactly in the right place that you need to be right now. And this may sound cliche, but it's often a good reminder to have. God's timing is absolutely perfect. The universe's timing is absolutely perfect. Everything that has happened in your life and that is happening right now is the exact right pace for you, no matter how maddening or frustrating that may feel at times. It's the exact right pace. When you think about it, we are actually the source of time. We are the source of looking at the clock on the wall, of creating that clock on the wall in order to give ourselves deadlines, in order to have deadlines from other people imposed on us. So we place these constraints on ourselves because time is what makes us think we are not where we should be in life. Time is what creates the stress in our lives. I'm not saying time is a bad thing by any means, but that's the external factor that makes us think we're not where we should be. We start to consider our age. We start to consider how old our kids are. We start to consider all these other factors that come into play that are directly related to the length of time that we have been on this planet. And then we start to spiral and feel like we're not where we should be. We start letting that should monster in, and we start letting comparison in, and we start to feel like we're not going at the right pace. But in all actuality, everything is working together. Everything is exactly as it needs to be because everything is interconnected. As you're on your self-awareness or self-understanding journey, it can honestly feel like it's taking forever because small incremental changes have to happen over time in order for the big changes to happen. So it can feel like it's dragging on and you just want to hurry up and be at this point. You just want to hurry up and know this. You just want to hurry up and be here, or wish that you had known that 10 years ago. There are times when it feels like it's going super slow, all while at the same time, it can feel like it's going super fast because you might be encountering so much information that you want to consume, or that maybe even you're feeling like there just aren't enough hours in the day because you want to know all this information or know all this content and wish you had known it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever it may be. So it's this beautiful dichotomy, I guess, because on one hand, it feels like it's taking forever to get where you want to be. And on the other hand, it feels like it's going so fast that there's just not enough time. There's that key word again, time, to consume all the information or all the knowledge and wisdom that you're trying to consume. But here's the reminder that it's all happening at the pace that's exactly right for you. When you're a do-it-all person who has high standards and expectations of what you want life to look like, it can be easy to fall into this trance of unworthiness, kind of like what I was talking about at the beginning, where you're not feeling like you're enough, where you're feeling like you're behind. And maybe you wish you were someplace else in life or with your life at that time. You begin to overanalyze or overthink, and you believe that you have to try harder in order to come up with a different solution or method to get something done. You might even notice your body fighting back against you in response to you fighting against the pace that God or the universe is taking you through. But what if you're exactly where you need to be right now? And I know I keep saying, but that's because I want to give you permission to just accept, to be in this place of trust, to be in this place of flowing with the process. And when you begin to do that, you stop overanalyzing. You stop overthinking. Your body begins to feel relief. It doesn't hurt so much. Those areas of your shoulders where you're carrying all of that stuff, it begins to melt away because you allow the pace of the universe, the pace of God, to take the burden. You allow yourself to move with the flow. And that's a beautiful thing. So you have full permission to trust the process and to trust where you are in life right now, even if it feels super heavy and icky and yucky. We have to get through some of those things in order to get to where we want to be and in order to flow. And even when the heavy stuff is happening and the yucky stuff is happening, and friends, I can tell you that this was my week last week. It seemed so heavy and so hard and so cumbersome. And you know what? I surrendered. I trusted the process and I accepted what was happening. Of course, it was not without some tears and breakdowns and some really, really messiness on my part, messiness in my emotions. But I made it. And I'm telling you that because I want to allow you to give yourself permission to also begin to trust that process. If trust is the opposite of control, then trusting means you are able to surrender to the process of life and essentially flow with the ups and downs instead of trying to control them. They're not always going to be easy ups and downs. Definitely not. Not always going to be easy. But if you can trust and you can zoom out and then eventually see the big picture that every piece of the puzzle has to come together in order to get you where you are right now in life, life will definitely feel like you're flowing instead of going against the current, instead of trying to swim upstream. So I'm going to leave you with this. The universe's pace is the exact right pace for you. And you have full permission to keep going at that pace, to keep going at the pace you are going right now, because it's perfect for you, even if it doesn't feel like it. You've been listening to Health, Harmony, and Happiness with Kathy. Cheers to cultivating your own version of health, harmony, and happiness in your life.